You're gonna catch a cold from the ice inside your soul. So don't come back to me. Who do you think you are? It took so long, still feel alright. Remember what put the tears in your eyes. Hey, Rowan! Looks like today is the polar opposite of yesterday, where excuse me. Yesterday we had the notifications go right out. Not so much today. Steven, Revax, Lucas, Fink, Kaiser, Mr. Deadpool. Here they go. Push Cesaro, Camilo, Gustavo, fan of Transformers, M&A. M&A. Want to watch some M&A with me, guys? Avi, Salah, Kerr, Sam Daniel, Nim, Trepes, Ninja Credmaster, Hitachi, Uchiha. Chris is here. Bukaki Tsunami, Avi, Loot Angel, Miley, Isaac, Olive. Let's see. Kristen's here. Dingus is here. Nim, Taznim, K, Olive, Avi, M, Shane, Super Ivan. Good crew in here today. Moises. Let's see. Curtis for chairman. I'm scared to ask Cesaro, chairman of what? Wait, fuck chairman, because fuck Spaz chair. Sheeps, no, we're not doing reactions today. Like I said, we've been kind of alternating here, and I really wanted to do an anime chat today. I want to talk to you. Well, again, how does one know if one has become a weeaboo? Because you guys know me, I could give a fuck less about any title that's put on me. If I'm a weeaboo, I'm a weeaboo. But how do I know? Because I find myself just so enraptured with anime entertainment and so enjoying talking to you guys about it. You know, these types of streams. How do I know when I have a problem? Let's see. What I see today, I saw the Ninetales explode out onto the scene today. Uganda Knuckles meme is dead. It's dying, NLMB. I don't know that it's quite dead yet. It's dying, though, finally. If you like big boobs, yeah, I've seen some of the big boobs in Fairy Tale, Molly. They are awesome. It's all about Hank Hale. Tristan says, you know, you're a weeb if you grow a fifth nipple. I don't think I'm a weeb, but I'm scared to look. Yeah, it was a great episode. You notice the animation. Good call, Pascal. I said wieners, you bald beautiful man. Wieners, Matt Smith says. Your boobs get bigger. I can't afford that. Oh, it's crazy. I mean, just the storytelling and so many things that were completely unexpected that just blindsided me. And I mean, that's a credit. It's now, you know what I am seeing, and again, I want to talk about this, but I hesitate to. I don't want too many spoilers, but you guys are good about that, about tiptoeing around that. I hadn't even thought when I saw yesterday's video and saw Hinata take that beating, I just immediately assumed she was dead, because pretty much to what I've seen so far, when Pain wants to kick your ass, it's usually a death sentence. It's not usually, oh god damn it, I got a boo boo. It's usually, I'm done. So I assumed she was dead, but then grow a third dick and I'm impressed, Joe says. So today when I saw her, I mean, she has a little bit of consciousness left as she's laying there on the rock, and she said Naruto's name. It's like, well, maybe she isn't dead. I could put her on the thumbnail of this anyway because she's still a victim. But that's what I was going to talk about. First of all, because we've been talking so much about might not stay if we're all doing is talking our mouths off. That's all we're doing, by love. It might not be for you then. Now, if what I'm curious is, as we've been discussing in the comment section in here over the last few days, everybody's take on Pain's overall grand plans. I'm interested in that, and interested in, you know, how does his carnage so wildly and greatly affects the story from here on out. I mean, what he's done. Wolfie says, ow. That's true. I hadn't even thought of that, Wolfie. Pain finished the job Neji tried to do in the exam. That's why I didn't, yeah. That's right. I forgot about that, but that's why I initially didn't like Neji, was because he was so over the top after Hinata because of the whole familial thing and how he feels like his family got screwed. And I had forgotten about that. You're right. You're right. Pain was just finishing off. Say it a little meaner. Say what a little meaner? Oh, you guys got to be kidding me. You can't be that sensitive. I'm saying this is a chat stream today, so if you came for the reaction videos, you might not want to hang out. Guys, I really need to tiptoe that carefully. I didn't think I said anything mean. Triumph of animation. That is the arc. Pain pissed the bed until he was 14. Tsunade. Yeah, I'm anxious to see. I haven't seen, obviously, anything again of Tsunade since she first, jumped down there to face off with Pain and Naruto jumped in front of her. But now she gave basically all of her chakra to the slugs, correct? So, Pain, huh? Where's his sister Pleasure? Oh my, Rogue, that would take the story in a whole new but very fun direction. Yeah, as soon as you said that, for some reason I flashed back on Sister from Red versus Blue, because I didn't see her coming either. I don't even know why that made me think that. Shizune's death, I hated Salah. Man, that's why I know a lot of you guys, and I understand it, have an appreciation for Pain. Plus, I don't know his whole story yet, but have an appreciation for Pain. But at least where I'm at, I can't help but fucking hate him. I mean, he not only does he kill my favorite character, he kills the most innocent characters like Shizune. And again, now I don't know for sure that Hinata is actually dead, but rained destruction down on Hinata. So, there's no way I can not hate him at this point. Well, we never saw Sister come. Well, yeah, Pitu. But to be fair, there's no reason to, not think she was dead with what Pain had wreaked so far. So far, when Pain beat your ass, it was the ultimate beating. Anbu. Excuse me. Hey, Curtis, jump in a lake. I wish it was warm enough to jump in a lake, Anbu. I would. I'm so tired of winter. How's your morning? Doing good. What episode was it? The number was... Hold on, I'll tell you in a second, pal. Because it was all of a couple hours ago that I watched it, so, I wouldn't be able to remember that far back. 167. It was... I want you to actually be meaner because it's sexy. Well, the funny thing is, Joe, that kind of caught me off guard because I'm like, you guys know, I'm first to admit, I can be a complete dick, but I certainly wasn't trying to be today. I generally don't try to be to you guys. That's why it kind of stunned me a little. It's like, say it meaner. I didn't recall I said anything mean. Curtis's fake news, Mark 2018. I know, I was almost... on Twitter, Mamba made this... no video request as a chat only stream for us. I almost hesitated to put Mark in there because it just gives Big Green and the mods too much to do with banning them. The animation, that got weird, huh, Chrome? You guys kept telling me it was gonna... I don't mind it. That stuff doesn't really throw me that much. I can see where it would be disconcerting for some, though. Because it does take... I mean, with that... one of the first places I really noticed it was Pain getting hit in the face. And his face just kind of... It was like... Wait, what was that? But I don't mind it. But again, I don't fault anybody who is like... Yeah, that's not for me. I get that it was kind of weird, but I don't mind it. Oh, Maz, an ER visit? Oh, what'd you do, pal? That sucks. I hate going to the hospital. 50 Shades of Pain. I want to put it in Hinata's butt. That's one of the reasons I love Wolfie. Wolfie will lay it right out there for you. This is what I want to do. Do you hate me now? Yeah, Jeremiah. It was, and it's the "Do you hate me now" quote is absolutely perfectly timed. I'll give you that, because it was like, as he said that, I was thinking, fuck you. I mean, I'm thinking how much I hate him, and he goes, "Do you hate me now?" Well, you guys will see. Yeah, I'm sure I left that in the reaction, because I always hesitate. You guys realize today was one of the toughest ones. It might have taken over as the toughest one to edit, Because, again, I still have to take out the same amount of minutes. There was not anything I wanted to take out of this one. This was a rough one to edit. Time and Jam says, do you know that Kakashi has the Mangekyo? It's not really said yet, but it's heavily applied. Do I say? Yeah. Basically what you said, Timon, I get it because of the things that have been implied and because of who he got it from, who he got his eye from. So, yeah, I don't consider that a spoiler. But, yeah, I was actually, until he ended up dead, was actually interested to see exactly what his visual abilities were when pushed, Kakashi's. And that was why, because, again, knowing that he got the eye from an Uchiha. Trepus, I'm at the end of the series, so I can't say much about spoiling something. All I'll say is Pain is being used by Madara. Well, I figured as much. I figure Madara is, at some point, if not directly pulling... Well, we know for a fact. I shouldn't say I assume, because we saw the conversation he had with Pain. I'm curious to learn now, too, and again, you guys are good about protecting me from actual spoilers, but I'm curious why is... I'm curious why Nagato is so sick and how long Nagato has left. Because seeing the whole what did they call that big move, the planet something? Because it made me think of Dragon Ball when they started talking about planets. And he talks about how what is it, the paths of the six, or however they word that, had allegedly created the moon. So when he was creating that, it looked like he was about to die. Maz says, hockey accident. Oh, shit. Skate hit me in the leg. Got a massive gash. Got stitches. Got all the drugs. Hopefully didn't slice up. Hopefully it's mostly flesh. Because, man, depending where it hits you in the leg, you don't want to take out some of those tendons. It takes forever to fucking heal. But you guys are young. One thing I've learned from my wrestling days, embrace youth while you can, especially when you have an injury. It's amazing how much faster you heal when you're young than you do when you get older. And I've always been very fortunate. I've always been a quick healer. I'm amazed that I get around as well as I do and everything with the things I've done to my body in wrestling over the years. I really don't have a lot of physical issues. But when you're young, any type of injury just seems to heal so much faster. I hope you feel better soon, Maz. Those are just painful issues. Well, trust me, wrestling, you know a lot about gashes. Gashes, I wish. But they're just painful. They're annoyingly painful. Oh, yes, and as Galahad's pointing out, don't forget, guys, up here in the upper left-hand corner of your chat box, make sure it's on live chat instead of top chat if you want to make sure you see everything, because YouTube is... It's all about the Rinnegan. I see that, Trepus. I see that. Well, that I expected just from Pervy Sage's reaction to the Rinnegan when he first saw it. When I saw how visceral his reaction was, like, oh, we're in fucking trouble here. Because as soon as he saw those eyes, he was like, Wolfie, you're a fake reactor. You watched the show in advance. Please ban me, Daddy. You got to do more than that to get banned, Wolfie. We like having you around. That's good. You guys make this so much fun. Coco the movie? No, I haven't, Mega Bird. My family all did. You guys know we have my disabled daughter here, and she was home with us that day, so we couldn't all go to the movie, so I wanted them to see it. And I wasn't as interested in Coco. Was it good for any of you who saw it? Because I like Disney movies, but I haven't seen Coco yet. Ever decided to be in ECW back in your wrestling days? What happened there, fan of Transformers, anime, and other stuff? What happened there was, I learned early on, because I didn't know it, obviously, that to work with any of the big-time promotions, you had to be on the road like 300 days a year. And that's why I stayed in the indies. I never really tried out for the big ones because I've always been too family-oriented. I mean, I love the business, but I had to put in my own mind that whether you're performing in front of 20,000 or 20 people, you just have to put the same amount of effort and get the same love of the performance and putting on the show, because I never wanted to be away from family that much. Interesting to bring up ECW, though, because where we had a school in Schenectady, New York here, and ECW used to come through and do shows in Schenectady every so often, or in Albany. And when they would come to our gym to train, to work out. So I got to work with a lot of their guys. They used to be in our gym, usually a couple times, probably half a dozen times over the years. The Uchiha are obsessed with their eyes. Yeah, I see that, Trepus. I see that, understandably so. I see that, but that's what you guys have brought up. I had always wondered about exactly what Kakashi's visual jutsu abilities are, simply because he got his eye from an Uchiha. I did not meet the Dudleys. The Dudleys, I don't know if they had already moved on then, or they just weren't on those shows, but all the groups, only certain guys would travel to certain areas, and Schenectady wasn't a big stop. RVD I did meet. Rob Van Dam he was a cool guy. He was all right. I gotta say, there was, and it's no knock against the ECW. I love the ECW. Of all the guys I met in the business, I've been fortunate enough to meet a lot of the big names, whether I got to work with them or just meet them. ECW had more guys that seemed to have a bit of attitude, which is unusual in the wrestling business. Even the top guys, for the most part, were usually cool. But RVD had a little bit of attitude. Tommy Dreamer was all right. He could be moody, but he was cool. Sabu was crazy. You just couldn't even really talk to him. But to be fair, a lot of the other guys were extremely cool too. So loving the I like putting together those thumbnails, D Major. Thanks. I'm glad you like that. I like putting those together. I'll tell you guys. You know what? Putting that thumbnail together made me think too, and I mentioned this to you, and I mean this sincerely. This is going to be really difficult for me when we get to the end of Shippuden. I'm going to be sad. I seriously, I mean, I don't say that to be dramatic or anything. Well, you know me, I don't like drama. I'm going to be genuinely saddened. I mean, the type of sad that stays with you for a while, because I'm just loving this storytelling so much, and yeah, it's going to be weird. Ozan, did I say that right? Hey, mate, have you realized that the Torture Ninja is the same one that did the written Chunin exam from way back? Thanks a lot. So I hadn't initially, Ozan, but somebody pointed out to me in the comments, and then I picked it up. But on my own, I did not. I didn't notice it until somebody pointed it out to me. Unfortunately, you guys will see a lot of that with me. It's I have to concentrate so hard. Well, big moments I typically can remember, or moments that really strike me hard. But outside of that, I've got to concentrate on every little detail to try and get my goddamn porous. This is watching stuff like this is where the post-concussion most annoys me. Day to day, it's like, yeah, whatever, it's I got some memory loss. It is what it is. But things like this just, I don't know, it bothers me. I wish I could remember more of it better. But that's part. Would I share a beer with the Sandman? I'm not a beer drinker. And Sandman wasn't one of my favorite guys. But I will tell you this much: he was living his gimmick. guy was drunk a lot. Put it that way. I don't like to have ill words about other workers, but let's just say he was living his gimmick. Itachi or Kakashi? Ooh, P2, they're so different. That's a tough. I love Kakashi. You guys know that. He's been one of my favorites since I met him. But I've grown such an affection for Itachi because of what he went through and how he handled it. I mean, I'm really amazed at how Itachi was able to handle everything. And he's the reason that I call bullshit on Pain with my pain is greater than yours. Because I don't know. No, you might be able to equal the pain that Itachi went through, but I don't believe anybody exceeds the pain Itachi went through. Think of what that fucking kid was put through. So that's why I call bullshit on Pain with that line. Tristan says, I went through a depression after Naruto ended because I didn't have anything else that I wanted to invest my time in like I did in Naruto. I can see that though, Tristan. That's what I mean. And we'll watch something else. By then I'll have figured out what we can watch on the channel in whole. And so we'll move on to something else. And who knows, maybe I'll like it even better than Naruto. You can never say never. But I do know how invested I become into this story and these characters. And it's not... You guys have gotten to know me a little bit. It's not like me to do that. I mean, I was one of the few people... I watched MASH religiously when it was on. I loved MASH. You grew really accustomed to those characters. You grew to like those characters. And the final episode of MASH was very heart-wrenching. Was the most watched TV show in history at the time. And I walked away from it going, wow, that was really touching. And then I went out and went about my life and didn't think that much about it. I can't do that with this. These anime series, for whatever reason, for me, they attached to you at a whole different level. Does that make any sense to you guys? Any nice women's wrestlers? Oh, lots of them, Mega Bird. Lots of them, sure. A lot of the girls, great girls. And because, you know, these are women that grew up in the wrestling industry. So when you're in a wrestling locker room, the wrestling locker rooms are the most bizarre and no-holds-barred places I've ever been in my life. So any woman who has the sense of humor and the personality that can deal with that is okay in my book anyway. So yeah, not a lot of the big-name women, because back then the big-name women didn't really travel the indies as much as they do now. But I worked with a lot of the independent scene girls, and I loved them. I enjoyed them a lot. I told you guys about the one girl. I wish I could remember her name, because I look up pictures of her. And I worked with her on several shows, but again, it was 20 years ago. God, I can picture her titties. But I told you about her. I'll just tell you guys real quick for anybody that didn't see it. Or didn't see it when I mentioned it. We're in doing a show. We're in a trailer. It was at a fair, so we had a trailer for a dressing room, and I was getting changed. And I always told the women in the locker room, so listen, you know, when we were sharing a locker room, guys and girls, the guys would always be hiding in corners or something while they're getting changed, or they go out and find a bathroom or something. I say, listen, you know, I'm not looking to offend anybody, but this is our locker room. I'm in my locker room. I'm too old to give a fuck about what I'm wearing, so I'm going to change right here. Anybody that's offended by that, you might want to go someplace else. So I would make that known. So I'm changing wherever the hell I want to change. So anyway, I'm getting changed, and the girls were used to me anyway. I was just about to put on the shirt I was wearing in the ring, and one of the girls, she had really big, nice, fake boobies. She comes up behind me, and she grabbed my chest, and she starts squeezing it, and she goes, wow, I haven't felt a pair of real ones in ages. So I did a duck under. I turned out, ducked under, reached around, grabbed hers, and said, wow, I haven't felt a pair of nice, big, fake ones like this in ages either. And she starts squealing, pushed my hands away, and Ray Apollo, great guy, tough guy too, who played Doink the Clown in the WWE, he's sitting there, he's going, oh, stop fucking pretending like you didn't like it, he goes. And she just goes, Curtis proceeds to change on stream. Yeah, Mark. That would go over well with YouTube. Funny ECW story. Once I had a chat with Paulie, yeah, also known as Heyman, and he gave me a lot of eye-opening insights, like, for example, the Warlord forced Shawn Michaels to stick steroids up his ass. There's a lot of Shawn Michaels stories out there along those lines, sheeps. I don't relay them much because I don't know them to be true. You know, anything that I've seen for myself or have gotten from a source that I really trust, I'll relay. But yeah, there are... Let me put it this way. When there are enough of those different types of stories out there, you start to think, maybe there's some truth to them. Oh, I used to work with Doink all the time. Fan of Transformers, anime, and other stuff. Now, there were several Doinks. Matt Bourne, I believe, was first. Ray Apollo, I think, was second. Ray is a great guy. Ray is a badass. I think his preferred style was Sambo fighting in real life. He was good friends with Bam Bam Bigelow, and when Bam Bam went off and did some like mixed martial arts or those, where back in the days when he had to go over to Japan to actually fight in those things, he's the one who helped train Bam Bam. Ray was a badass. Scary dude. Oh, you gotta go, Wolfie? Well, thanks for being in while I could, pal. I appreciate it. What's a Doink? That was years ago, P2. It was Ray hated the gimmick. I think everybody that played Doink hated the gimmick, but it was over, so they did it. It was just a clown gimmick that they did in the WWE. We were talking about that. Elp58 asked, will you be reacting to Naruto movies eventually, Curtis? I've got to, when we get done with Shippuden, I got to do a little more determining on how I would go about it to keep everything, you know, comfortably within fair use. So as long as I think I can, yeah, I will. I definitely will. Who's Mangekyo Sharingan do you think looks the coolest, Kakashi, Itachi, or Sasuke? Well, I don't know. Itachi's was very striking to me, I guess. It just really, really hit me. So I'll go with Itachi's. Hiya, Garrus. I see you. Favorite gimmick? Favorite gimmick character? Bailey, I think that The Undertaker is one of the greatest gimmicks of all time. I just, not only is Mark Calloway a brilliant wrestler, but I think that The Undertaker gimmick is just beyond cool. Let's see, you start doing full Naruto reaction for Patreon? No, I don't, brother. I don't. No matter where you put it, that's still a violation of copyright, and I don't I don't violate copyright. It's just something I'm not comfortable doing. Making them displayed anywhere for public is clearly a copyright violation. I just don't like doing that. I don't like it when I've had it happen when other people violate my copyrights, so I try not to violate theirs. Chronic Chaos says, "Hey, will you and Spazboy watch a Slap on Titan episode?" Oh yeah, Chronic. Again, I can't give you guys a time frame because of Spaz Kid's schedule being as busy as it is, but I do like to mention this pretty much every stream because you guys rightfully so have been asking about Slap 18 and the new Egotas, and as soon as I can get time sitting down with Spaz Kid, I absolutely will. I'll watch. We'll watch both of them. But I had asked again. I was going to just watch them on my own because it's so hard for us to get together now. So I had asked everybody's opinion in a stream, and overwhelmingly everybody said no. Let's wait till Spaz Kid can watch with you. So I'm going to wait, and as soon as I get him in, I will definitely watch them. Well, thank you, Edgarus. I appreciate that. Will the almighty push be a good finishing move? Sozin, it would be an awesome finishing move. Speaking of that, we were just talking about Ray Apollo. Doink, he was sitting next to me one day in the locker room. He goes, and we're sitting there getting dressed, and Ray and I are about the same age, so I think he's a little younger than me. But anyway, we're both getting older and beat up by this shit. So we're just sitting there after working our matches, and he goes, "You know what? I'm going to come up with a new finisher." I go, "What's that, Ray?" He goes, "I'm going to bring a fucking sword and just stab somebody." And I was like, and when it's Ray, you're like, "Ha ha ha, you're not really, right?" And Ray is like, "Yeah, I'm thinking about it." And with Ray, I was never sure if he was actually serious or not. Yeah, that's the way I look at it too, Chrome. And I was actually glad that you guys said you'd prefer to wait and have Spaz Kid along with us. I was surprised, but I was glad. Almighty rear end. What part of and Naruto right now? Episode 167. It was the first episode where the Nine Tails fully comes out. Basically, what I saw at the end was Naruto's daddy coming back to him as Naruto was about to peel the seal off the Nine Tails cage. Which wrestler was the biggest dick you've ever met, had to do business with? I almost hesitate to say it anymore in Mega Bird because he's really turned his life around, and this was back in the early 80s. But at the time, and I want to put this out there because, again, to be fair to people, he's done a complete 180. But at the time, it was Tully Blanchard. I hated Tully. A lot of you younger people won't remember. He was one of the original Four Horsemen, though. He was a big deal. He was a good wrestler, but he was an absolute dick. Now, his dad, who was a legendary wrestler and promoter, was a great guy, but Tully I couldn't stand. But he has completely changed things around. Finisher? I barely knew her. Well played, Bailey. Which tailed beast is the strongest? I'm not a good one to ask on that stuff, Sozin, just because I'm still learning so much. Obviously, to me, it apparently seems to be the 9. But again, I'm not. I'm the guy. Everybody here would be way better able to answer that than me. Let's see. Thoughts on Naruto reaching 8 tails? It's crazy. I mean, it's funny how this series built you up, because you guys know right from the beginning, since I learned about the Nine Tails, I've been, oh man, I can't wait to see what the Nine Tails can do. And then it starts coming out and you're like, all right, stop, because you're afraid of what it might do. Who's my favorite Naruto villain? Hidan. Hidan's fucking hilarious. And Hidan, that's why I always say, and not you guys, but more of the drive-by people, I think, in the comment section, though, whenever somebody gets upset about how I feel about this character or that character, and then they finish it with because, and then they fill in that because with things that I haven't seen yet. It's like, that's why I always try and tell people, when I give you an opinion on my character, of a character, it's my opinion as of this moment. That could easily be reshaped. And Hidan's the best example. Because when I met Hidan, it's like, geez, here's one of these, door-to-door religion salesmen. Fuck him. But then you get to know the character. And it was I needed him to die because, I didn't want him killing my favorite characters. But it was a mixed blessing when he died, that's for sure. Rack to Prison School? We've watched some clips of Prison School on the streams before. Ooh, Galahad says, Curtis, what you did to your body during your wrestling career is nothing compared to what you do to your dick every night on the spaz chair. Well, not on the spaz chair, but Oh yeah, the beatings I can't give it the beat. I can't control my body. That was awesome, Chrome. I can't give it the beatings I used to, but it's still up for a beating every so often. Exactly, El. There was just how you could not like him. It was just so irreverent. such a douche. I love Hidan. The tails on the tailed beast indicates their power. 9 tails is the strongest. Oh, by the number, that makes sense. Also, Curtis, your new jutsu can be almighty penetration. Oh man, I would love to have that jutsu. Of course, it won't do me any good when nobody's willing to let you penetrate them. Well, that just got sad. Hey, Stefan. Good to see you, pal. Thoughts on Naruto going totally berserk? Kind of caught me off guard. It's funny, Dragon. You would think somebody like me who's sitting here, as I said, going, oh, can't wait to see the Nine Tails. Oh, can't wait to see the Nine Tails. You'd think I would have seen it coming. But at the end of yesterday's episode, when the big red boom came from the center of the fighting area there, I was like, oh, because I hadn't even thought of it. I think you just get too distracted by what was going on with Hinata having been, I thought, killed and things like that, it distracts you away from what may or may not be upcoming. But yeah, you wouldn't think I would have been as surprised. But now I'm a little scared. And again, where I am right now, Naruto is just about to peel the seal off the Nine Tails, and Daddy shows up and stops him. I'm not sure what that means, though, because he's released to 8 already. So, see, I'm not sure where this is going to go from here. I was thinking about this earlier, because won't having gone into 8 tails alone almost kill Naruto? I mean, that's what I was led to believe before. So even if he doesn't release the seal, I'm not sure where that leaves him. But yeah, I don't think Pain was even prepared for exactly what was coming at him with it. Well, I know he was. You could tell by his reactions. He wasn't. Okay, bye, love. And understandable. When you need to sleep, you need to sleep. Spaz Kid's the authority on that. When will we meet Train? I'm surprised we haven't met him yet, Pew Dude. Holy shit, we're 33 minutes in and we haven't had a train go by. Fuck yeah. Wow, and yesterday I didn't even say it yesterday because I didn't want to jinx it, even though I don't believe in jinxes. But we didn't get lag at all yesterday, and today we haven't had a train yet? What the fuck's going on? Yeah, it'll be fairly soon. Rowan says, can't wait for you to finish this arc so we could actually do a chat about the highs and lows without spoiling. I know. It makes it a lot easier when you can talk about it in whole. Again, that's why I love doing these chats so much. It's amazing how much I'm enjoying talking anime with you guys. Don't speak his name. It's like Voldemort. Yeah, Bailey. You're probably right. I'd probably just shut up about Train. 166 or 167. Oh, I don't think you can enjoy one of those more than the other, Brother E. I mean, when you're at this level of excitement for these episodes, I don't think there's a, one better than the other. Have you seen opening 3 for Naruto Shippuden? It's called... Yeah, I've seen... Tristan, I can't... my memory. I get them all jumbled in my memory, but I've seen all of them up to 7 now. Because, again, I would wait early on, because I learned early on in Naruto not to watch the openings, because I got a couple... Fortunately, it was minor stuff spoiled for me by seeing one. But then... I always go back and watch them. So the other day, somebody had... Or yesterday, right? We watched opening 7 because somebody had said, okay, you're far enough, you can watch it. And so I'm all caught up on them. Yeah. Spider-Boy, do I know who Naruto's dad is? Yeah, the 4th Hokage. Yeah, well, I saw that whole episode where he names Naruto after the main character in Pervy Sage's book and everything. Terabyte Gaming. Love your reaction. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Learned so many lessons from Naruto that I apply to my own life, especially the guts not to give up on my goals. Believe it. You know what? That's true, too. Terabyte Gaming, it brings up something interesting that I don't think we've ever really talked about in the streams. But there is a lot of positive messaging in Naruto as well. I mean, granted, there's a lot of violence in there, but the messaging overall, in many cases, is either positive or at least thought-provoking, just like Pain's whole message. Pain's whole, this is how I'm going to achieve peace by making all the major nations equal. Equal in the fact that they can destroy the others so that mutually assured destruction will bring the peace. I don't agree with that at all. But it's a fascinating worldview, and really kind of so much more deep than I ever thought I was going to encounter in anime. Enough about morals. Let's talk about fake titties. Yeah, like that would be hard to convince me to do that. The show is going to get sadder. I just, Travis, it's killing me. Man. Naruto has life lessons. Screw it. I want Tsunade's boobs. Those are life lessons too, in fairness, though. Especially, I mean, if you're a young kid, especially just coming into puberty or something, think about the lessons that you would learn from a couple of good Tsunade titty bounces. Pain's ideology is similar to Western USA. Oh, completely. Completely, brother. Yeah, I get that completely. Pain's ideology is completely all Cold War era stuff. Absolutely. Absolutely. And like I say, I enjoy that. I never expected to see that kind of depth from the storytelling. Excuse me, guys. Let's see. You're going to have some real feels coming up later. That's what everybody's warning me, Chrome. Oh, fuck. This. I mean, after Hinata, what happened to Hinata, I was like freaking almost drained. It's like, it won't freaking stop. Holy shit. Yeah, I'm afraid of that, Edgaris. Oh, you gotta go? All right, well, thanks for hanging out with us, Edgaris, while you could. Good seeing you. Feels galore elusive? I can imagine. This show, you know what I like to, for me anyway, Naruto really very rarely, if at all, goes over the top in the feels moments. I mean, they handle them quite well. Again, my favorite example of that, and I know I've said it a few times, but I liked it. My favorite example of that is Naruto learning of Kakashi's death. I mean, that was so understated. That's part of why it hit me so hard when he just asked Tsunade, I can sense chakra now, is Kakashi out on a mission or something? And she won't answer. And he just says something. He says, I see. It's like, oh, that fucking hurt. That was a killer. Thanks, X-Potion. Thank you. Naruto gets a lot deeper. This is one of the first things that helps Naruto to grow as a person. I like that, Don. I just love that about the storytelling. Who is in your top 5 wrestlers of all time? Well, Daniel, I'm a million years old, so my favorite wrestlers from my childhood, like, you know, a lot of people keep your childhood favorites, was Bruno Sammartino. Of the more recent crew, I love The Undertaker. I think The Undertaker was the best gimmick I've ever seen, and possibly the best overall wrestler I've ever seen. And then you got a bunch of other guys. Stone Cold was brilliant. I think Stone Cold was an awesome worker. I don't know, but there's a lot of guys up there. Curtis, what do you think of WWE's exploitation of Eddie Guerrero's death? I don't know, Megabird. I don't think they were too over the top as far as exploiting it. I mean, they kept oh my gosh, what was her name? His wife's name's gone right on my head. They kept her on in a role on the show because A, she was playing it well, and B, on behalf of Eddie, you know, so she still had an income coming in, and she still, you know, she was still able to work and provide for their family. I put it this way, I don't know Eddie firsthand. I know Eddie secondhand to a lot of people. He was just, back when I was working shows, he worked with a bunch of our guys. He had gotten suspended from WWE for substance abuse. So he was working the indies, and he was working on a bunch of shows with our guys. And from getting to know things about him, I don't think they did anything that Eddie wouldn't have approved of. Eddie was all about the business, you know, so if it made the business better, Eddie was about it. So are you liking Naruto as a character more? Yes. As he's maturing, Tristan, yes. I like him more and more, at least at this point, as he's maturing. Yeah, I like the more mature Naruto. Again, like I say, it's a little less Knucklehead Ninja, even though I like that, and a little more maturity, and just like the scene I was talking about with learning about Kabuto's death or something. Did my dad fight in World War II? No, my dad was never. My dad was never in the military. It's actually a funny story. He almost got arrested because that was back during the draft. He got his draft notice, and my grandmother, his mother, didn't want him to go into the service, so she hid it on him. He could have gotten in deep shit, but fortunately he found it. I forgot what he said. My dad's been passed for a number of years. I think it was in a cupboard or something. He found it, but they had I forgot what it was. They used to have a lot of weird things that would disqualify you from military service, because my dad never had any major health issues, flat feet or something weird like that they didn't take him. It was really something odd. Predictions for Sasuke in the future? I've been wondering about that, Ozan, and I'm not really sure. I mean, obviously he was on the way to the Leaf Village, and the Leaf Village does not exist anymore. I don't know. It's interesting because Itachi, even though he said he wanted to kill everybody in the Leaf, or I'm sorry, Sasuke, even though he said he wanted to kill everybody in the Leaf, a lot of them are already dead, and I know his main beef is with like the two old farts there, you know, the elders of the village. So I'm thinking he's still going to be after them to some degree, but I'm also thinking that Killer Bee and his crew are kind of pissed off at him and might be locking their sights on him, and you would assume at some point Sasuke and Naruto's paths got to cross in a violent manner of some form or another. So I don't have any specifics, but that's my overall thoughts. Let's see. Chris, have you ever met Kevin Von Erich? The only Von Erich? No, I've never met Kevin. As a matter of fact, when I first broke into wrestling down in Texas, the Blanchards that I talked about earlier, they were actually a competing promotion to the Von Erichs promotion. So when I went down and worked out, trained with them and stuff, of course, the Von Erichs were like the enemy, so I never really got to meet them. And I think at that time, all the brothers were still alive at that time. But no, I never got to meet any of the Von Erichs. Finland has a draft, and I've heard all kinds of things, excluding people from military service, including constant bedwetting after a certain age. Really, Maz? I think, you know what? I think that was, I don't know if it still is. I think that was here, too. Well, I can tell you, guys, his story for sure about one of the things that at least used to be. I'd almost forgotten this. Back when I would have been 18 going on 19, I was really into boxing. You know, I always loved wrestling, too, but I just love fighting. So I got into boxing. And at one point I thought, gee, the Marines have a really good boxing club. Maybe that's something I should think about. So I hadn't decided to go into the military. I was just looking into it. And I went to a Marine recruiter, and I was surprised. They ask you, you know, health and everything about your health history. And when I was little, I had problems with my ears, always getting ear infections, and the drainage wasn't right and stuff. Nowadays they take care of that, like, with a station, I forgot what they call it, some sort of tubes they use or something. It's like a piece of cake to take care of it. Back in my day, they didn't have that technology, so they actually surgically punctured your eardrums so that they could drain. Well, the Marine recruiter told me that punctured eardrums disqualified me from service in the Marines, which I had no idea. They said because they consider you a risk because a super loud noise could deafen you, and then they'll be paying you for the rest of your life for disability, blah, blah, blah. But I couldn't get in. As it turned out, it was a blessing anyway, because trust me, the Marines had, I assume they still do, had a really, really good boxing team, and I was not going to make the Marine boxing team. I might have, you know, made it as a punching bag or something, you know, something for the good fighters to actually just punch in the face. But I wasn't going to make it anyway. But so I know for a fact that at least at that point, punctured eardrums disqualified you from service in the Marines anyway. Let's see, brother. I met so many wrestlers from Bruno's era to NWA era to Attitude era, guys including Undertaker, Eddie, and the current roster. Just fun to meet my favorites. Better when they're humble. Yeah, I agree with you, brother E. Much better when they're humble. And you'll find for the most part, wrestling is different than other forms of sport / entertainment, just because the nature of the being, right from the first day you go into a wrestling school, it's all about respect. And that's so everybody wants to know you have respect so that they can trust you in the ring, since you're putting basically your life in their hands to be in the right places at the right time. So because of that, I think you get less douchebags. Because I used to meet a lot of my heroes from when I was little baseball players, because I always loved baseball too. And unfortunately, it was about 50% of them were dicks. Naruto says, how old am I? 56. 56. I can't believe it. I just where the fuck did 56 years go? Let's see. Actually, you seem to misunderstand. My pain is greater than yours. It's supposed to be directed at Naruto. I'm sure he would use that same line against it. Not sure. You think so? Is it just directed at Naruto? See, I always took that. I would pronounce your name. I'm going to pronounce your name horribly, so I won't even try. It's just directed at Naruto. See, I always took that to be, you know, overall my pain is greater than yours. If that's the case, okay, you could make, he could make that case, but I think that case is not actually pertinent, not as pertinent as Payne would think it is. But if that's what he's saying, again, that's a little more reasonable. If he's just saying in general that I have the most pain, I think he's full of shit. When did you start to watch Naruto? Right with this series. What did we get done with, guys? We got done with another series, and I'd always ask the crew here what they'd like to watch along with me. Everybody said Naruto, so we started watching it in clips, and I started piecing together information on the production company, and it seemed like, unlike most of the Japanese companies, they seemed to be understanding, at least, of American fair use laws, and they aren't one of these companies that just come in knowing that you're within fair use and file copyright strikes just so they can get your stuff taken down for a couple of weeks at a time. So I gave it a shot, and other than they have had a few episodes, which completely understandable, well within their right, they've had a few episodes that they blocked in every country but Canada and US. Other than that, they've been good with us doing it, and I can't contest those because I only know United States copyright laws. I can't contest something on behalf of countries that I have no idea. Let's see. Is mayonnaise an instrument? It could be I think if you're creative enough, help. Yeah. Those shirtless scenes in Naruto training so fucking hot, Eduardo says. At least at least I see him when he goes shirtless now. He's starting to get developed a little bit, get a little bit jacked. Did Ric Flair ever invite you to bang with his girls? No. God damn it. I never got to meet Rick. He was always on another level up above me, and of course Rick is not one of the guys that ever dropped down to where he came, and started working the indies and stuff, so I never really got to meet him. I can't wait to the Sheep says, I can't wait to get to see Tsuchikage in action. 93 years old, probably has the most OP move in the series. Really? I fully put my faith in Naruto storytelling's hands. They just have never let us down at all. So don't ever fap to their crushes Instagram photos. What I think about Toby? Toby was a blast. I just like most of you guys. I mean, he was funny as hell, and I think it's even funnier knowing that it was Madara putting on an act. I thought that was hilarious. Do I think Owen Hart deserves to be in the Hall of Fame? Yes. As far as his abilities, yes. I mean, he meant enough to the business. The problem that always bothered me with Owen and stuck with me, and I hate that it's there, though, was he committed one of the high sins of wrestling when he injured Stone Cold, because when you go to, goes back to the respect thing. When you go to put somebody up in a pile driver, their health, potentially their life is in your hands. It's up to you to make sure that you have that move configured properly, because they can't do anything from the position they're in. He had Stone Cold way too low, should have known it and should have just blown the move. He should have dropped him, pretend he slipped, whatever he got to do to get back into it. He went through with the move and shortened Stone Cold's career, and that's, I don't know, that's unforgivable to me. Stone Cold still has some grudge. Yeah, well, Mega Bird, and it's not even so much, it's not only the not caring, it's the fact that he fucked the move up to begin with. It's like, you can't do that. That can't happen. Everybody knows how dangerous pile drivers are. That can't happen. You gotta know you've got the guy in the right position. And it's not like Stone Cold slipped down as he was going to deliver the move or anything. He was in the wrong spot from the get-go, and Owen just jammed him anyway. I have no respect for that. Owen will never be in the Hall of Fame. Apparently his wife will never let him be inducted. Oh, really, Maz? I didn't know about that. I know there's still a lot of antipathy from some members of the Hart family towards the WWE about that. I guess the last I read, from what they were able to determine, they think some of Owen's Blue Blazer costume got hung up into the rigging, and that's how he fell, because the rigging, it's a lot of people have the wrong impression. They think that the rigging gave out, that something was faulty. It didn't give out. The release was pulled. And they think, all they can figure is his costume got hung up in it, and as he was trying to get his costume loose, he pulled the rigging. But a lot of people are mad at him because he really hated that gimmick anyway, and they said the WWE shouldn't have had him up there. And hey, I get that. You lost a loved one. You can make a case for that. Curtis talks about chocolate cake. You see the size of me, Galahad? Yeah, chocolate cake it's not titties, but it's close. Best video to learn about your wrestling career? I don't have a lot out there, Ozan. I would have to go through. A lot of what I do have is on old VHS, and my career goes back so far. A lot of it's on these old compressed videos that are this big when you see them, the early days of the internet. There's one out there that I put up, I think it was on my Curtis Candy channel. If you put, if you type in Curtis Candy Wrestling Days, I think you'll get one, but it doesn't have a lot. There's just a few little clips here or there. Would pain be redeemed to you if he killed Kabuto? Whoo, that's interesting, Roberto. I don't think totally redeemed because he's just killed so many characters that I hate, but it would definitely move him up several notches towards redemption. Yeah, I don't think you could. Boy, that would be tempting to say he's redeemed, though. If he killed that smarmy fuck, it would be close. It would be close. I don't know if you get full redemption, but you get 75% off anyway. One random person says, oh, I love jokes. How are women similar to condoms? They're either on the end of your dick or in your wallet. That's pretty good. I like that one, ORP. Good one. Is memory loss due to age or wrestling career? Well, it's probably both at this point, but it's really odd. I can tell. This is going to sound weird because it sounds weird to me, and I'm saying it. I can usually tell the difference between memory loss related to the post-concussion as opposed to just typical memory loss of getting older. And I'll tell you how. If the memory loss is due to the post-concussion, say you know we're having a in real life conversation about something. Next day we come back and you want to bring up the conversation again. If it blanked out because of the post-concussion, it's gone. You can explain to me 20 different ways from Sunday what we were talking about, what I said, what my feelings were. I won't remember any of it. If it's just a typical human memory loss as you get older, it's hard to remember things. You'll remind me about that conversation, and like a normal person would, I'll go, oh yeah, okay, I remember that, and then we can go on and talk about it. That's the best way I can put it. When it seems to be stuff that blanks out from the post-concussion, it's gone. It never happened. It just disappears. So that's the best way I can describe it. Let's see. Need to bap you on the head again to fix it. I've thought about that, Elusive, but if that were the case, I got hit on the head so many times, it would have been, my memory would have been good, been bad, been good, been bad, and it always just stayed bad. Chris, focus on titties made of chocolate cake. Licks box. That would be the ultimate. There would be... The only thing about titties made of chocolate cake, why go on living after that? You've reached the mountaintop. Kabuto versus Hulk Hogan. Oh, jeez. Guy I hate most in Naruto versus... I didn't hate Hulk Hogan, but the guy in wrestling whose abilities I probably respected the least, I'm rooting for Kabuto. Just that I don't want Hulk Hogan to go over. Still hate Kabuto more, but I would root for him. Fuck titties flat as justice, Maz says. Thoughts on the Dino Bravo murder? There's been a lot of, Mega Bird, I'll tell you, a lot of tragic endings for wrestlers. Dino Bravo, what about Bruiser Brody? Stabbed to death. What the hell's the guy's name? Gonzalez, I think. Stabbed to death in the shower in Puerto Rico. I tell you, wrestling locker rooms are, well, not that it's appropriate in all cases, but wrestling locker rooms themselves are tough places. And it was even tough when we were wrestling. It was a pain in the ass if you had a show that got over fairly early. I'm not a drinker anyway. But if the guys wanted to go out and have a few drinks or whatever, I'd go out with them. But it got to be such a pain in the ass because every time you go out, there was somebody with beer muscles that were going to prove they were a man by getting in the face of the wrestlers. And the worst thing is, what you guys know, typically drunks are not particularly adept fighters anyway. So you're already coming at me with, impaired vision, no depth perception, poor balance. Beating up a drunk is one of the easier things I've typically ever done. But it got to be where you just didn't even want to go out anymore. And that's what you're afraid of too, is you're going to beat the shit out of the guy, and then later, you're going to go out in the parking lot and they're going to shoot you or something. So it wasn't even worth it. Hulking out versus Ninja info cards. Well, as much as I hate Kabuto, Big Green, we all know that there's not much that's cooler than Ninja info cards. What the heck are those? Let's see. If Sasuke was a defender of the Leaf, would him and Naruto take out Pain easier, or would he still fuck shit up? Well, that's a good question. Killer Bee. That's. Ooh, I don't know. What do you guys? I mean, that would be purely conjecture. What do you guys think? Well, I'll tell you. Considering, and my immediate instinct was to say Pain still kicks her ass. However, before Pain got Naruto under control, he had taken out what, 5 of them? 4 or 5 of them. So with Sasuke backing him up with his abilities, they might have taken out Pain. Yeah. Now that you mention, again, my initial instinct was now Pain still kicks her ass. But when you think about the dynamics of the fight, maybe not. Killer Bee versus Eminem. Oh, Killer Bee. All day. The weird animation was put to accentuate the gravity and scale of the fight. That's all you could I think that's all you could really assume they were going for, Gabriel. He says, with the animation throughout the Pain versus Naruto fight, do you think the weird animation was put to accentuate the gravity and scale of the fight? That's all you can assume, because why else would it be there? I agree with you. I think that's what they were going for. For me, did it add to the gravity? Not really. I mean, does it distract me? No. But I'm easy to please, so it doesn't bother me. But it wasn't the type of animation that added to intensity like I've seen in some other animes. But I do think that's probably what they were going for, I would assume. Remember, if Naruto goes full Nine Tails, he dies. Well, that's what I was saying earlier, Jeremiah. That was my concern, because he went to 8 Tails, and now, his dad stops him from unsealing the 9 Tails. So that's what I'm left wondering today, after today's video, is so what state is Naruto in now? Now, how damaged is he? Because we saw what the going 4 Tails did to him. Now he's at 8. I don't know how he's even supposed to survive that. Pain is actually made out of Jello, Big Green says. How many videos do we have? They're all uploaded, Christian. They're just not available yet. They're private, or unlisted. The reason we do it is YouTube, because I haven't explained this in a while. A lot of people wonder. YouTube came to us a while back with the whole demonetization thing and asked us to make it easier for them to upload our videos ahead of time, make them unlisted, and that way, if they demonetize them, it gives us time to appeal it and have them replace the monetization before they go live. So they're uploaded, they're just not available yet. And I am 5 or 6 ahead. I've forgotten how many. Let's see. Naruto is like Goku in the top. Excuse me. Naruto has the power of plot. I think in most storytelling, though, you can usually find a character that has some good plot armor. We were surprised to see Minato, one of my favorite scenes. Yeah. And you know what? Naruto and Dad look so much alike. When Naruto's in there, you first see a couple of quick shots of Minato. And I thought it was like a shot of Naruto being reflective as he got older. And then when he actually shows up and takes his hand away from the seal, that's when I realized, like, holy fuck, that's Daddy. So yeah, that was cool. It was very, very cool. Brother E's asking you guys, because obviously I wouldn't know. Pain arc or Marineford arc? Oh, so you got that far with the 4th Hokage? Yeah, that's where I got today, Patrick. I got today where the 4th Hokage comes and that's right where it ended. This episode I was on today, he comes in and stops Naruto from peeling the seal off of the 9 Tails. That's where I ended today. Kabuto has some rough backstory. Yeah, I haven't got to see that yet. I've been told his backstory is rough, but again, that's not surprising in the Naruto verse. But yeah, I haven't seen that yet. I need to see Galahad's Link, Joe. Let's see, where'd it go? Okay, hold on. I'll open that in a different window. Oh my, yeah, that works. That works nicely. Oh, good old Nami and Robin. Yep. 4 big reasons why I really need to watch One Piece. Because with Nami and Robin, you always got to multiply by 2. Planetary devastation. Yeah, Cesaro. That made me think. I think I ended up. I made mention of it in the video, but I think it was in one of the parts I ended up having to cut. I made mention when they said that. I immediately, when they started talking about planetary anything, it immediately made me flash on to Dragon Ball. It's like, uh-oh. I kept waiting for Frieza to show up or something. Sorry for pulling Mark and Ray in caps. It wasn't important. No, that's okay, Joe. That's no problem. When's my birthday, Mr. Deadpool? September 22nd. It seemed like I was going to say it just went by. It didn't just go by. Holy fuck, time goes fast. What is that now? That's like going on, it's 5 months ago, going on 6 months ago already. Holy shit. Time just goes too goddamn quick. When Naruto, oh yeah, all the music, Rowan. I'm just wildly impressed with the music in Naruto. It's so incredible. And you guys have said over and over, and I agree with you completely, Pain's theme. Oh man, that's some good shit. That's some great stuff. It's funny, the other day, I told you guys in the stream, I got my wife a Google Home, because again, she's not good with electronics, so it's much easier for her to be able to just talk to it and have it turn on YouTube on the TV and stuff. But anyway, just for shits and giggles, her and I were sitting around. She was doing some ironing. I was crashing on the bed, and I told Google Home to play Pain's theme from Naruto, and it found it on a YouTube video. And my wife has no idea what I was talking about, but even she was listening to it. She goes, she just listened. She goes, that music is like creepy and sad. She goes, and I was like, wow. When you don't even know the characters, know anything of the story, just the music alone tells you. Yeah, it just tells you the feel. So it was kind of cool. Let's see. Oh, I'm missing some of the conversations. You still only see little Danzo shit. Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of Danzo yet, the nerd. I mean, it immediately fired me up when he killed the messenger toad. That pissed me off right to start with. But no, I haven't seen a lot of Danzo's fuckery yet. How old was I when I lost my virginity? 30? No, 32. No, how old was I when I lost my virginity? Isn't that terrible? 15 or 16, around there. Pain has, yeah, Elusive, it is. Pain's theme is awesome. She should feel pain, contemplate pain, accept pain, no pain. Yeah, I should. That's what I should have told her, Cesaro, when she was asking what it was. That's what I should have thought to say. Thoughts on thoughts? Oh, yeah, I don't have a lot. Thoughts they hurt me sometimes. When my brain tries to work, sometimes it's painful. Yeah, 15 or 16, around there. I was 17. Oh, you meant Curtis. So, I'm not telling you. Nissan says 15 or 16, so who fucked you? I'm not telling you who got some little Curtis. Naruto, why is the fourth Hokage in my fucking head? Me fucking cries. Yeah, basically, Popo. Basically, when he steps back right before that scene ends, when he steps back and he's like, that expression is just like, oh man, is just a killer. Oh, Danzo will be the only survivor at the end of Naruto. Yeah, he'll be the one standing on the top of bodies. That would be just perfect. Painful. Oh, little Curtis, I'm dead. Who got some sweet candy, Curtis? That's good. How strong do you think is Minato? I'm assuming Assassin of Mystery very strong, but to have, I don't have any real good details, but obviously he's a Hokage, and the little bits and pieces I've picked up of what he's done along the way, I assume he's very little Curtis. What he's done along the way, I assume he's pretty badass. I'm anxious to learn more about it. Why did dipshit Mark drop back in again? Yeah, Chrome. Everybody just, it was funny for a while, and then his constant begging for attention got to be annoying. So the mods just, well, wait, we don't ban. What do we do now? Silence? Just silence him. Let's see. Insane Alum says, fourth Hokage, fast as fuck, boy. Wolfie says, I support Mark. The yellow flash, yeah. It's I'm anxious to learn more about the hide. That's what it is. We hide them because with YouTube, you got to use the proper socially acceptable terminology. God. Here, train, ride, train, conduct, train, no train. That's pretty good, Lude. I like that. Hyde says, Hyde, I hid him. I am all powerful. Tell him, Hyde, Mark does not know your pain. Your pain is greater than his. Minato is a fucking beast. I bet, P2. I bet. I would like to know that. He was strong as fuck. Yeah, I'm sure I'll learn. I'm going to learn more about him, I'm sure. Curtis, I put my wiener into a girl's ear for the first time. Does that count? It probably depends on the girl. My feelings are hurt when I hear band. Yeah, Joe. Why would they feel the need to change that? It is Google/YouTube after all. I mean, oh my, it's just so sad. Oh, I don't know what Em was talking about, but she said hide them in the trunk of my car and then hide them in a hole in the middle of a forest. I don't even know what that conversation was about, but I kind of need to be involved now. What was it? Somebody said something about Mark. Lude says, Mark, Curtis, you're fake. Curtis hides him. Do you hate me now? Yeah, that's good, Lude. That's what I should have said. Shit. You guys are funny. Jeremiah says, tomorrow's episode is my top 3 faves in the series. What are your expectations? What do you think their conversation will be like? Will reveal himself as dad? Yeah, that was all stuff I was thinking about right after nothing at all, M says. Will he reveal himself as dad? I wanted... I kind of hope he does. Will he? Boy, that's a tough one. I think so. I think so. I think he will. Mark Wolfie, you're a fake reactor. Stay in Compton. If you guys are with us every day, you know that's funny. Wolfie's got a thing for Harambe and Compton. Yeah, I think the conversation is going to be just insanely emotional. I hope he reveals himself as his dad. Whether he will or not, I'm just not sure. What do you think happened to Minato in the past? I don't even have a good guess, Manuel. I really don't. No, that wasn't the actual Mark. That was Wolfie. Wolfie's screwing around. But I'd give you. I'd be happy to share my guesses with you, Miguel, if I could. I don't have any idea. I really don't. Planetary devastation or almighty push. The planetary devastation thing. I don't know. The planetary devastation thing was really bizarre. I mean, you would think just by name it's supposed to be the more intense move, but it seems like the Eight Tails didn't have too much problem with it. Let's see, Naruto or Sasuke? At this point, clearly Naruto, Kristen. I'm not one of the Sasuke haters, but I really had enough of his life of vengeance all the time. And I mean, I'm not saying I don't understand any of his motivations. I'm just saying it's like, okay, take that vengeance out on the elders of the Leaf Village or whatever, but when you can completely overlook all that the people of the Leaf meant to you, and by that I mean Kakashi and Naruto and Sakura, whoever, because of that hatred, it's just like, dude, you're spending your life just looking for the next opportunity for vengeance. Let's see. Neji or Sasuke better. Right now, I like Neji better. I like Neji anyway. I like Neji better. It's really like more mature Naruto because it was true that you have no. Yeah, I see. I like Knucklehead Ninja too. In fairness, Kristen, I did like Knucklehead Ninja, but yes, I do like the mature Naruto better. I think. Yeah, I think I would have grown weary of the character had he not reached this level of maturity that he's getting to now. Yeah, that's... I like the whole Knucklehead Ninja thing. It made me laugh. I think it's a fun character, but I'm glad he's come around. When Curtis holds in a fart, it can cause planetary devastation. That could be Mr. Deadpool. If I ever hold one in, I'll let you know. I let them fly. Let the pieces fall where they may, literally. I taught my grandson that the other day. My daughter was so impressed. I told him to go up to my daughter, his mom. I said, ask mom, say, hey, mom, do farts have lumps? And when she says no, just tell her, uh-oh, then I crap my pants. My daughter doesn't always appreciate my sense of humor, but I don't care. It just makes me do it more. Yes, Knucklehead no more, finally, I hope. Yeah, Big Green, like I said, I like the Knucklehead Ninja, but I like the maturation process, definitely. Thoughts on Payne's design? I'm not sure how you mean that, P2. On his designs for world peace, or on his personal design? I'm not sure what you mean. On his design for world peace, again, like I said, I'm not overly impressed with it. I think it's faulty logic, but I think that's typical of megalomaniacs. How do you think Sasuke deals with his blue balls? You know what's worse, Alex? The fact that Sasuke probably does have blue balls. I mean, holy shit, he's got every chick he encounters wants him to nut, and he's too busy focusing on his vengeance or his mood swings or whatever else, or maybe it's that time of the month for him, whatever he's focusing on. But goddamn, I mean, his whole life, Sakura's been like, me, and now you got Hot Nerd going, me, and he goes out into a village and they're jumping all over him, and he's still, must kill Itachi, must destroy the Leaf Village. It's like, dude, pop a nut, maybe you won't be so pissed off. Believe shit, Alex Fox says. He gets that was actually good. Big Green said, how Sasuke deals with blue balls? He gets vengeance on them. Yeah. That would be his path. I would completely agree. Curtis, given the chance, would you ever want someone to make a fan animation for the Roha prologue? Are you kidding? I think that was awesome, Brother E. I would think that was cool as hell. I would love that. Sure, absolutely. As a matter of fact, hopefully today, I've got my schedule. After we get done with the stream, I got to run out and I got to do some errands. I got to pick some stuff up for the house and then get Spaz Kid. I'm hoping later today to make a video explaining to you guys more about the progress of Roha, and getting all of you who either have the prologue or are going to buy the prologue. I'm going to explain to you where you guys can go to help me develop the story. I would love to be 6 Hokage Scratch. Yep. I'm gonna die a horrific death like most of them probably end up or most of them had so far, but I'm good with that. Let's see. You know what Sasuke's problem was? Hi says, when all his friends got Dreamcast, PlayStation, N64, his parents got him a Philips CD. But you have to admit, that would be vengeance worthy, though. You couldn't fault him for wanting to take vengeance over that. Choose one: Byakugan, Sharingan, or Rinnegan. Byakugan is cool, but I don't think it's quite up there with the other two. What I know of Rinnegan so far, I'm leaning towards that, but just barely over the Sharingan. Even though, if you guys remember, I had the Sharingan for a while, so I've got a little experience with it. But just barely. ORP says, why did A. Hitler commit suicide? He saw the gas bill. Oh. My days are generally not complete without at least one Hitler joke, you know? SEO Bridge. Oh, I love SEO Bridge. I can't wait for the next episode. Again, I'm just waiting to have time to record it with Spaz Kid, because everybody said they want us to watch it together. See, I would take vengeance on everybody, even though it's not related to me. Yeah, Big Green. I mean, if somebody gets you, yeah, the Philips, please, with all those cool game systems that were out at that time. Byakugan, Cesaro? Yeah. I wouldn't fault anybody for picking Byakugan, certainly. Brother, you gotta go. Oh, until next time, Pamfu will bang flashily. Okay, indeed we will, Brother. Thank you for hanging in with us while you could. And we will definitely bang flashily. Flashily. Good. I gotta see that show, you guys. Watch an Ed Wood movie or a WWE Studios movie. Oh, at this point, Mega Bird, Ed Wood all the way. As bad as those were, the WWE Studio has come out with some real stinkers. Let's see. The reason for the Byakugan contains spoilers. Oh, okay. That's understandable. Joe says, in my opinion, Nahi and Choji should have died with the sound. Oh, Neji's got to be. Okay. Neji and Choji should have died with the sound 4. It was epic and better than being like totally useless with no development. In character, no fights till now. You know, it's funny you say that, Joe. Because you're right. I can't comment wholly because I don't know, obviously, where the series goes from here. But I completely agree with your thought process as far as those characters. And Choji was one of my favorites from the beginning, if you guys remember. I liked him immediately. But having them die that honorable death, I think, would have been more beneficial or made their characters more legendary, certainly, than just kind of being largely forgotten. But again, I don't know. Maybe that changes. If that changes, then I see it. But yes, as to right now, I agree with you. Because again, that's why I've said all along, just like with Pervy Sage's death, I love Pervy Sage. It's sad, but it wasn't entirely tragic because he got to go out as a badass. So if Neji and Choji are never going to really get to contribute again, it would have been cool they went out fighting. Are you a fan of Edward Scissorhands or Burton films? Yeah, Edward Scissorhands, I really enjoy, Alex. I like that. Yes, and I like Tim Burton. I liked, oh, God. Wasn't, Beetlejuice was Tim Burton too, wasn't it? Because I really enjoyed Beetlejuice too. I like a lot of Tim Burton's films. And, of course, Nightmare After Christmas. Renegon equals Hax Tensagon? I can't follow. Thoughts on Kakashi, Rin, and Obito? That was cool. I mean, that whole, Kakashi's backstory thing, it was sad, but I mean, how noble was Obito in the end there? I mean, that was really some, and that's what really got me interested in seeing exactly what Kakashi had in the way of visual jutsu, because he got it from Obito. Obito's death wish was extremely painful. P2, yeah, Nightmare After Christmas. Yeah. Sorry, I'm like, you guys know my memory and correctly remembering titles and names and stuff. Yeah, but that was great storytelling. I said at the time I really liked Kakashi's whole backstory. Let's see. What would you think of if Naruto and One Piece had a crossover episode? I don't know, Mr. Deadpool. I've often said I don't get into much of cross-referencing the individual series, because I think once you take those characters out of their setting, it would kind of diminish them a little. I forgot how brutal Kakashi's death was till it cut you off. But yeah, Kakashi's death again was more brutal on me too, because I didn't see that one coming at all. Again, like Pervy Sage, by that point, I knew there was a real legitimate chance that something tragic was about to happen to him. But goddamn, Kakashi's, I didn't see that coming before at all. Let's see. M says, "Is my character Roha a villain? Please say yes." No. Unfortunately, your character is not a villain, and I there's just so little I would be able to say about that character without giving away major stuff. But no, not a villain. If it's not, I don't know. I think you guys are gonna like M's character. We'll see. But I think you guys will like it. Is M's character a seductress who rapes people? Oh, that's good. Kakashi died with a lot more unresolved. Whoa, completely. Devon dude. Kakashi died with a lot more unresolved regrets compared to Jiraiya. Completely agree. Yeah, that's why I had said too, Jiraiya's death would have been wholly tragic to me had he died at that point during the fight where he was talking about all his failures. I would have hated to see him going out like that. But then seeing what he was saying as he passed, where he felt he had accomplished what he needed to, and he had adequately turned basically his legacy over to Naruto, that made it cool. I can't wait to see how my character is. Like I say, a lot of you guys here, as the stories of Roha come out, you'll see a lot of names that you're going to recognize. Whether or not yours are in there doesn't mean they never will be. Simply because I've got a mass of stories to tell in Roha before it actually comes to a conclusion. Well, basically, I can tell you this much. Brax's character is 8 years old when you meet him in Roha. When the series finally concludes, he's about my age that I am now, or a little older. That is, if he's still alive at that. If he were alive at that point, his age would be there. Put it that way. That many years. Let's see. Do you think Toby has some dark secret? Not. I have no reason to believe there's anything more secretive than what I've seen already. Is that he's why did his name just go out of my head? Holy shit. These are the things I talk about. This is the post-concussion memory. When it's names that we're talking about as we're going, and they just blank out on me. Just randomly. It's not like searching for a name that I need to have a nickname in place for or something. It's a name that just completely blanked out. Madara, thank you guys. See what I mean? That's when I know it's post-concussion. Because we were just talking about Madara over and over and over, and every once in a while a name will just boop and be gone. Let's see. Steven, everybody in chat doesn't have a character. You got to remember too, Roha is still being written in the very first arc, and really nobody from the series, nobody from the gang here is in the prologue. They all come about in the actual series. Nightmare Before. Yeah, I know, Michael. That's what I was saying. Again, it's nothing for me to misspeak names, titles, things like that. I do it all the time. I feel sure Pain will have a backstory, even more so. Well, I mean, we know some of it because we saw those characters meet the 3 legendary Sannin, so of course we know some of the backstory. We don't know what happened between that time and now, though. Obito, this is as far as it goes. Me being your eyes. That always gets to me. A man's last thought before he dies. Yeah, that was the whole. I mean, that whole thing of giving Kakashi his eye just is mind blowing. I mean, that was just such a cool moment, and I liked all those characters so much. Rin, Obito, and Kakashi. But that was one of my favorite backstories, Kakashi's, that we've seen so far. Let's see. Am I going to be the bitch character or the character that gets killed instantly in Roha? Any chance our buds Mark or Kabuto might make an appearance in Roha? Mark, most definitely not. And Kabuto would have if it wouldn't be an egregious violation of somebody else's intellectual property, because I would love to put Kabuto in there and have him take an absolute ass beating. As a matter of, but every viewer in Rohan make everyone a mod. As a matter of fact, what I was talking about earlier, I've got that section set up on the Discord chat. It's called Roha 1K. It's going to be for everybody that has the prologue, because I want to be able to go in there and bounce ideas off you guys. And I'm not going to I won't give spoilers, but everybody in there is going to know the basic outlines of the stories of Roha as they go, because there's nothing better when you're writing than to be able to get feedback from people whose opinions you value and trust. So I'll be asking you guys what you think about certain plot points and things of that nature, but everybody there will have a really good feel for the main characters, the ancillary characters that are coming up, and will likely get to have some effect on how things play out in the stories. Pain could dig up a giant hole in the ground in the middle of the Leaf Village, but couldn't dig out Hidan. Insane. Listen to this one, guys. I like this. Pain could dig up a giant hole in the ground in the middle of the Leaf Village, but couldn't dig out Hedon. Akatsuki has bad employee benefits. That's well put. That's bullshit. You are correct. I had never thought about that, but you're right. The least he could have done is go get my boy the fuck out of the ground. Am I in the book? I don't have Discord, by the way. Not yet, Wolfie. I don't give away too awful much, but we're really early on. There's only a few people here that are in it yet. There's that I can tell you without I feel comfortable with. Hi. There's a character named after Hi. There is the character named after M has not shown up yet, but will be soon. There is and again, I want to be careful what I say, a group called the Black Temple Guard, which isn't too hard to figure out, is named after BTG. You guys will see. There's quite a few names in there. Let's see. You should watch Tachi Uchiha ASMV tribute. Yeah, Nadia, we can't watch anything in these streams because these streams go live to the channel, so I can't have any videos in them or anything. Tomorrow we'll be doing a reaction video stream again. The Black Temple Guard. Yep. So does anyone actually like it? I love Hedon, T24. He's my favorite Akatsuki member. I like him a lot. You can't log into the Roha page? Hold on, let me check that again, guys. It went down the other day. It hadn't better be down again. I've been with GoDaddy for hosting for years, and that's the first time that I've ever had an issue. Oh, no, I'm in. Let me know if you keep having problems with it, my friend. Let me see. All the pages working? Yep, okay. No, I'm in. It's working okay. It must be something must have screwed up on your end, my friend. It's working okay. Hold on, let me make sure I didn't miss any super chats while I was saying that. Works for you, Mas? Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, it's working okay for me. Yeah, just keep trying, P2. It should be up. Who do you think will win, Killer Bee or Pain? Oh, Pain. But again, I shouldn't say that too quick, thank Prophet, because I didn't get to see full-on Killer Bee's abilities. And just by the fact that he's still alive tells me that I don't know a lot about his overall abilities, because obviously I thought he was dead. So just given the fact that he actually did survive that fight with Sasuke and his crew tells me that I really don't know much about him. So it's hard for me to say. Hi, Scott. Good to see you, pal. Killer Bee is pretty... I liked him. He made me laugh right from the get-go. Compared with Gara reaction... And Naruto eyes are equipment, not organs. Yeah, it seems like it. Guillermo? Did I say that right at all? Probably not. It seems like, yeah, eyes are not organs. They're just, like he says, it's almost like Mr. Potato Head. Just, pop one in, pop one out. Well, that's what I mean. You could tell Killer Bee survived because they thought they were extracting the 8 tails, and it was a tentacle. So he survived. So that right there tells me I don't have any idea of his level of abilities, because sure as hell looked like he was dead to me. It's good for you too, Sajin. Did I say that right? Thank you guys for checking for me. But yeah, it went down the other day, and I've been with, I've had websites up on GoDaddy for over 10 years. And, I have to admit, they've been great. Rarely ever are they down. So I was shocked the other day. But even then, their tech support, so the guy apologized to me like 20 times. I've gotten a call since then from them after it happened. One of their tech team calls you and apologizes again, says, if there's anything else we can do, let us know, blah, blah, blah. It's like, all right, no big deal. We took care of it. But yeah, they're a pretty good server company. If Curtis were doing ASMR, he'd scream as loud as he could an hour into the thing. Yeah, probably, Maz. I did pronounce it pretty good. Oh, cool, Sajin. Thanks. I'm usually so far off. And like I say, I hate mispronouncing people's names. Simi, bend over, Daddy. Let me give you my love. That's our Simi. For any of you who have been with us for a long time. In all fairness, years ago, the whole fight between Spaz Kid and I against Simi, I have to be fair, I started it. I threatened to rape him first. but then he has taken up that challenge and run with it and run hard with it. Give pain 1,000 years of death. Yeah, yeah, there we go. That's what he needs, P2. Oh, shit. Let's see. Killer being tentacle porn, your thoughts? They're a match made in heaven, as far as I can tell, Jayamila. They seem to go together like peanut butter and jelly. My penis is holding me hostage, Elusive says. Nobody move, Shay. Have I ever been pepper sprayed? Yes, on purpose, though, Alex. Because I've been tasered and pepper sprayed, both on the same day, because I had my best friend, great guy. He used to actually be a gun dealer, and he was a gun collector, so he had all kinds of self-defense items and stuff like that, and I wanted to try it out, see what it was like to get tased and pepper sprayed. Pepper spray sucks. I have to go. I have a date with an orange. He's just waiting for the match. Pepper spray, yeah. Yeah, on the same day, I'm full of good ideas. I just, yeah, this is coming from the same guy who said, with that manure shovel I showed you guys the other day, I was getting hit in the head with. No, dude, it's cool. It'll be all right. Yeah, I'm full of good ideas. Do you think Datara would support ISIS? Because, art is an explosion. No, I don't know. I don't think they're explosive, ISIS, but not artistic enough about it, I think, for Datara. I think he would see them as poo. I stuck my penis in a toaster, but it was a bad decision. Yeah, I could say that probably was shocking. I know what you're thinking. Did he fire 5 shots or 6? Elusive says. Well, I'll tell you, in all this confusion, I kind of lost track myself. So I guess what you got to ask yourself right now is, do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk? Do you feel lucky? I think, yeah, we're on the same page. Curtis ever encountered a feminist? I was just telling a story the other day, Megabird. When I was doing stand-up, when I was doing it for a living, I was playing this club that was in a hotel, and they had a convention of some sort where it was all feminists, and yeah, they hated me. And then, as long as they were hating me anyway, I just kept pouring gasoline on the fire by asking them, if all you guys are here, who's making the fucking cookies and stuff like that. Yeah, that's probably as close as I ever came to getting the shit kicked out of me after a comedy show. Had 3 concussions in a 3-month period. That can get serious, Steven. They took me through a whole little protocol of questions and stuff when they were diagnosing me with my injuries, and yeah, everybody reacts to concussions differently. That's what's scary about them. Speaking of which, did you hit Spaz Kid with sink or shovel yet, or did my money for science go to waste? I did chase him with some objects, but I'm old and I got tired of chasing him and I sat down, to be honest with you, Em. I'd like to tell you that I powered through it and kept after him and gave him a good whack, but I got tired and sat down. Mitsukage, yeah. I'm just anxious for everything that unfolds in Naruto. They haven't let me down yet, not once. Is feminism misused by women? Well, P2, I don't think it's misused by women in general. I think it's just been hijacked by social justice warriors. Again, in the old days, feminism meant the concept of women being equal to men, and I'm completely behind that, 100%. But now it's gone way over the deep end into social justice warrior world. Oh, gotta go, Xbox? Okay, well, thanks for hanging in while you could. I appreciate you being in with us. Mitsukage got titties. That makes me happy, Joe. You guys know how much titties make me happy. Will there be mythical creatures in Roha? It's interesting, Mr. Biochronic. There's creatures. I don't know if you call them mythical. They're mutated. So I don't know. And what you find, and this is, I don't mind giving this away at all. In Roha, after the Great War, the physiology as well as the physical elements of the planet have completely changed. So, basically, there are no bounds anymore on any of the laws of physics that we knew prior. So given that, I don't know that you'd call them mythological, but the creatures are definitely not normal and have abilities and looks and features that would be mythological, even though they don't generate from a mythological beginning, if that makes any sense whatsoever. But the Roja is a huge island, and one half of it, or about one half of it, is all treacherous. It's jungle and cliffs and jagged edges and very difficult to traverse, and that's where a lot of these highly mutated animals live. Like Adventure Time. Well, that's why the people that settled Roja, that's why Roja became a settlement, was for people who were mutated as well. And fortunately, they have people that have been mutated to the point where they can at least control the animals to a certain degree, so they can't overrun the island. So there are animals there with wildly strange abilities. And then, of course, and again, I don't think it's giving away too much, you have to understand now, as new societies are springing up, new nations, now that they see there's mutants out there that have cool abilities, you don't think that these governments and nations that want to become all powerful don't start thinking, we could take some of these mutants, figure out what their mutations are, and work with them to make those powers even more spectacular. And that's where shit starts really going wrong. Yeah, I like sci-fi. I'm not a huge sci-fi fan per se, but I like sci-fi. It's set on Pangea. No, listen. Let's see. Looking forward to Batman Ninja. Yeah, I thought that was cool, Sajin. Yeah, you guys showed me that on a live stream reaction video. I thought that looked cool as hell. But Batman's abilities lend themselves towards ninja type arts anyway. I think it's really cool. Nina, I'm really anxious to learn more about Killer Bee. I liked him to begin with and grew a whole new respect for him when I found out that Sasuke and crew hadn't killed him. I'm real anxious to learn more about not only Killer Bee, but his brother and those other 3 people from his village there that we were introduced to. We react to Dragon Ball Super after Shippuden. I can't do Super the way we do Shippuden, Ezrealis. I can't. I could, but what'll happen is the videos will just get taken down. Everyone that goes up will get taken down. It'll be down for 2 weeks until my appeal is heard and gets put back up, so it's not worth the hassle. We're going to have to do Super in a different format. I'm going to try out that new format soon with some shows, and we'll see if you guys like it. Kirabi, Maddo says. Oh, Kirabi. I think Batman knows ninjutsu anyway. Yeah, that's what I mean. And I've always thought that Batman's abilities completely lend themselves towards the ninja world. So, yeah, I get that. Actually, Lewd Angel, I'm going to have to pack the stream up in just a few minutes because, like I was telling you guys, I got to run to old Walmart. I'm hoping while I'm at Walmart, if they have what I want, I'm hoping while I'm up there, since I got to go anyway, I want to grab some of those shelves to put back here so I can start redoing this room and start putting the stuff up on the walls that I want. We have a problem here, though. I got to figure out, you guys can see, I don't know if it's, let me pull up my view here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Right up on the walls, let me use the right hand, right here and here, you can see there's damage on the walls. I used the that 2-sided tapes that they have to put shelves up there and stuff. For some reason, the paint pulls off the walls. The tape held, just the paint let go. So now everything I put on the walls, I'm going to have to find a different way of fastening them up there. Because we got a ton of shit I want to put on the walls. And again, I want to get bookcase shelving to put up the books, the CDs, all the things that you guys have sent. You get a backstory for Killer Bee, you'll like it? I bet I will, Treppus. I like Killer Bee. That whole thing was funny as hell to me. Charlie, I was supposed to go to college but slept through it? Oh, shit. Oh, damn. That's funny. That's one you got to explain to your professors. Well, it was a live stream. Oh, that's good. Let's see. 4th day in a row, I didn't get notification. Yeah, King Sinbad, that sucks. I can't, for the life of me, I can figure no rhyme or reason whatsoever to how YouTube sends out or doesn't send out notifications. No clue, no idea. And just from what you guys tell me, I mean, some days tons of people get them. Other days next to nobody gets them. And then what really gets me is the people who get them are not the same people all the time. I'm just blown away. Again, I'm not a programmer. I don't understand how it's difficult to program the system that when we go live to send out a notification to everybody on the subscriber list, or at the very least everybody that's at least ticked the bell, click the bell. But even that doesn't happen. So I have no idea how they do it. For the love of Sonati's titties, watch Berserk 97 after Naruto. The clips of Berserk I've seen Elusive were awesome. They really were. They were really cool. I enjoyed them. We got to figure out. You got a notification today, Joe? That's what I mean. Well, some days you get them, some days you don't. I don't get that. I keep refreshing till I get a video. Well, thanks, Rowan. I appreciate that. That's how we got Mark. How, Steven? I'm not sure. I'm not following all the conversations that are going. Oh, good old Mark. Mark is somebody that really, really needs a lot of it. It does. Maybe it's just me. It does make you wonder what's going on in somebody's life when you see things like that. It's almost kind of sad. I'll see if I can walk in 4 hours late. Wish me luck. Best of luck, Charlie. If I can help out in any way, feel free to refer them back to me. I'll make an excuse for you. Whatever I need to do, I will lie. I will lie for you. I'll put it right out there. Let's see. Was Mark in today's live stream too? I think so, Pendragon. Our mods are so good at bouncing them. A couple of the gang, I heard them say something about, oh, there's Mark, but I never got to see it. So I think so. You got to go, P2? Yeah, I got. I always have fun in these. I got to go myself. I got to get up there. Favorite comedian currently working? I don't know. Boy, I loved Mitch Hedberg, but obviously being dead, he's not currently working. I like Kevin Hart a lot. I mean, that's like too easy of one to say, I guess, with as popular as he's gotten. But boy, I think Kevin Hart's funny. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. Comedians seem to have tragic endings, even more so than wrestlers. Let's see. Bill Burr is funny. Yeah, Maz. Bill Burr is really funny. I banned one Mark. I'm pretty sure a certain other person was Mark, but he got banned for other reasons. Oh, really? Hi? Okay, so he's probably been in a couple times then. Most likely. But that's, again, it was fun for a while, but you guys are doing the right thing. That now it's just the desperate plea. And if he was witty in the things he posted, it wouldn't even be worth letting him stay, but he's really not. He's just, screaming for attention, so it's like, all right, that's enough. Yeah, it was only once? Okay. Jimmy Carr is funny, too. Yes, I like him, Mr. Suze. Yeah, I like Jimmy Carr. I like... See, I don't like to say I like edgy comics because I don't like a comic that tries to be edgy, although I think those guys are long gone. I like comics who are genuinely edgy. That's their real worldview. Hi, Mark. How's it going? And I click on the bell and on settings, choose get notified always, not just sometimes. Get out, Joe. I didn't even know that. Why the fuck are they putting people... Did you guys see what Joe's saying here? Now you have to click on the bell. This is for if you want to get notified of the streams and stuff. You have to click on the bell, then on settings, and choose to get notified always and not just sometimes. So there you go, guys. I don't know if that'll help at all, but I didn't even know that was a thing. So Joe's saying if you want to make sure you're getting notifications, try that. We'll see if that works. Favorite comedians? Like I say, I was always a big Mitch Hedberg fan. Loved Robin Williams. Richard Pryor I thought was hysterical. I love stand-up, so I can list a bunch of guys for you. George Carlin, of course, another legend. Oh, God, there's another name's going right in my head. Oh, my God, there's a comic from way back in the 40s and 50s. His name's gone out of my head. Some of you would recognize his name anyway. Even though he was wildly popular, he was underrated by later generations. How funny was Buddy something. Buddy Hackett. Buddy Hackett in his day was fucking hysterical. Well, Jeff, I'm going to wait on the Suikage videos until I'm even further into Shippuden. I don't want to take any chances on spoilers. No chances at all. So I'm going to have to wait. Oh, Filthy Frank was a legend. It's so sad that he's not able to make comedy videos anymore. Guy was so goddamn funny. You two can go and shove Kisame sword up their ass. I would love to witness that, King Sinbad. Or I would actually like to help them accomplish that. Love to shove a Kisame sword up their ass. Frankie Boyle, yeah. Well, him I just discovered from you guys, Michael. He's funny as hell. Jerry Seinfeld was never a favorite comedian. I love the show. I love the Seinfeld show. I was not a big fan of his stand-up. Yeah, Frankie Boyle's I've been really enjoying his videos. Bill Hicks, another funny guy. Yeah, again, I love good stand-up. I think Bill Hicks is hilarious as well. We've had comedy is one thing. Stand-up comedy throughout the years is one of the few forms of entertainment I think I've never seen really takes big nosedives. There's always, every generation has some brilliant comedians. You know, whatever form of entertainment it may be, even the movie industry, they have their highs and lows, but every generation, every generation has had some really legendary comedians. Suikage videos are great even though he rides to Uchiha's dicks. Does he, Joe? See, I haven't gotten to see enough of them yet to really know his preferences because, again, I've been afraid of spoilers, so I don't watch a lot of them. Yeah, George Carlin. Where is all the blue food? George Carlin was brilliant. Russell Peters is funny. Yep, I like Russell Peters. We watched some of him on the channel, too. Come on, playtime. I love tug of war. Viola wants to play tug of war. Well, guys, unfortunately, I am gonna have to go. I gotta get out there. If I can, I don't know what, you never know from day to day what Walmart will have in. I just want some simple bookshelves. If I can get them, I'll start tearing that stuff down back there day by day, and maybe we can finally start getting all this stuff you guys have given us in the unboxings, start getting it all displayed. But I got to run up there and do all my shit running at Walmart, get Spaz Kid. Later, I'm really planning on and hoping to make, it'll be a relatively quick video. Well, actually, the video today, the one that explains everything about Roha Prologue and how you guys can be a part of helping me determine the course of Roha will be up. But also in that, it's led by, because I've been meaning to do it, I'm finally going to do another giveaway. And it's, for some of you know what it is, it's going to be the meanest giveaway ever. And if you put in a comment on the video to set yourself, which basically says you want to be part of the selection process, if you win it, you have to keep it. That's the rule. Some of you guys got to remember what the meanest giveaway ever is, don't you? Before I go, I'll let the chat catch up so I can see. I know you guys, somebody's got to remember what it is. But that's going to be, I've been meaning to do that, so I'm just going to make a video about that, and in there I'll explain all the things. Yes, you got it, Lixbox. Giveaway for useless. Yep, Sakura. Can we as a group? Nope. Whoever wins it needs to take it. Now, you can do whatever it is you want with it once you get it. You can even, if you post pictures or video of what you do with it too, I'll be glad to share them with everybody at the channel as well. Kabuto is a good comedian. Sakura pop figure, yep. And Mr. Biochronic wants it. But that's my plan. Unless something goes afoul, you never know. Unless something goes wrong, I'll make that video, and then in a few days I'll do another video where we actually have the drawing for it. So, guys, thank you for hanging out with me. This is, I love these anime chats. I love just sitting, well, I just like sitting and just having these straight up chats anyway. But tomorrow I will do we'll go back to doing a reaction video stream, because I know a lot of you guys like those two Kabuto's nudes. I have them in my position. I won't tell you why. But we'll do a reaction video stream tomorrow. But thanks for all the great conversation. This was an absolute blast. But got to get going. Hopefully, I don't know what they'll have in. Hopefully I can get some shelves and get started putting that stuff up, because got a lot of cool shit that I really want to. And I got to figure out too the angles so I can make it so you guys can see it as best as possible while I'm streaming. I think the puppets and masks might be coming down. I'd rather have the stuff that you guys sent. All right. Well, I get talking again. Thank you guys very much for everything. Yeah, you guys have a great day as well. Hi. And of course, Pamfu. We will so flashily bang. Okay? Okay.